Leute, es kann weitergehen mit Fake Order und glaubt mir, was ist mir für ein Stein beim letzten Mal vom Herzen her gefahren? Wir haben beim letzten Mal den schwersten Kampf, ich betone es immer wieder, den es bis dato gibt, im Fake Order geschafft. Wir haben Cernunnos, den Bestiengott, den Beastkönig, nee, Gott, ich überlege eigentlich, Barge war auch ein Bestie, aber egal. Der Beast of the Curse war, genau. Den König, das Monster, das hier diesen ganzen Kontinent im Endeffekt erschaffen hat. Diese ganze Welt haben wir bezwungen. Ein wirklich harter, krasser Fight, den ich niemals gedacht habe, dass wir den schaffen, besonders nicht First Try. Und nun, liebe Leute, ist es an der Zeit, diesen Lostbelt zu beenden. Es ist Zeit, dass das Kind aus der Prophezeiung ihre Pflicht erfüllt. Es ist Zeit, dass wir dieses Abenteuer zu einem Ende bringen. Und leider ist es auch Zeit, auf Wiedersehen zu Chaldea zu sagen. Ich erwarte mir epische Cutscene. Ich erwarte mir jetzt richtig fette epische Cutscene. Das habe ich mir auf jeden Fall verdient nach diesem Boss-Marathon, Mann. Wenn ich mir überlege, schon Barges oder so, oder hier ist der leichteste Fight. Oder hier, Ding, wer ist da? Beryl. Dann und dann sowas noch kommt. Dann wir jetzt Action haben und direkt mal die Black Barrel Musik. So hört sich schon. Plüschi, du gehst down! Did all that just go to nothing? Sunrise just instantly regenerated after his magic energy signal terminated. No signs of external interest anywhere. It's no use. He's not going to stop. We've only peeled off a few layers of skin. How did you fight him, Mesh? Did you figure anything out? I'm afraid not. We'll dealt him countless lethal blows, but none of them did any lasting damage. I think his curse is bubbling up to heal him faster than we can hurt him. All we can see now is the putrid dead flesh that's been bloated by his curse. If we can't cut the curse off its source, we'll never be able to dispel his calamity. Du bist zu gut, Grimmel. Alright, that ought to stop the bleeding for now. Well, rotten or not, he's still a god, ain't he? No, it's because he's gone rotten that he's that much harder to get rid of. Now that we've tried fighting him, I can say for sure that he's got a divine core. A divine core? As in, the soul of a divine spirit? But Cernunnos has been dead for... Something must have gotten inside his heart. Some kind of special sacrifice that curses the fairy's whole existence. It was the sacrifice that reanimated Cernunnos' corpse and sent him up to the surface. Chipping away at him won't do anything. We need to completely annihilate him all at once. But we don't have anything powerful enough to... Sure we do. It's been around for a long time. The 12 sacred lances embedded in Camelot's main gate. If we can activate them, we can beat Cernunnos. That's what we were fighting for here. It's not quite enough to just prevent Camelot from being destroyed. Our job was to stall Cernunnos here and get the guardian of the sacred sword to her throne. And we've done that. Now all that's left is see how her journey ends. Huh. Hold on, where'd Artoria go? She's not here. I don't see Artoria anywhere. She must have slipped away from the deck when I wasn't looking. So that's why. That's where she... Mesh, halt the line. Right, we have to do whatever we can. Re-engaging. I block all his attacks myself. Der Thron, an dem Morgan die letzten 2000 Jahre gearbeitet hat. Only death remained in Camelot. Die Waffe, um das Böse, was hier geruht hat, zu besiegen. There were no fairies, no humans, no dead bodies, no moors. She ran through halls, the void of all life, where countless splendors had come to an abrupt end. Having just jumped off the storm border and landed on Camelot's still unbroken outer walls, she ran now for the throne as fast as her legs could carry her. I'm sure it was this way. Come on, Artoria, don't stop to think. You've already been here with Maxie. Just trust you got and keep going. She gasped for breath, but not because she was tired from her earlier battle. What spurred her on was the enormous beast outside, separated from her by only a single wall of stone. Cernunnos, the enshrined deity, and his eerily quiet curse that seemed to oppress the very air. I know. It's here. It's here. It's crawling up from the bottom of the pit right now. Before they set foot out for the spirit cavern, the curse had crawled up from the pit and completely destroyed Camelot. It had arrived 1 hour after Cernunnos first appeared. There wasn't much time left, 10 minutes at best, 5 at worst. Before the time ran out, she had to reach Morgan's throne, learn it working, and change it in something she could use herself. Before she would have probably said it was impossible and looked for another way, but now she knew she could pull it off. She was a different person after coming back from the site of selection. Now she was more than half fanatical. Now she knew about the king, who would one day draw the sword of selection and sacred sword in hand, guide Britain to its future. And she knew that she herself was an instinct part of that concept. Someone who stands at the edge of the world rather than its center. A beacon at the farthest point, no matter what sort of end may be upmost. She remembers something her magecraft mentor taught her. An old nostalgic story, the story of a nameless hero made from countless hopes. There, I definitely recognize this intersection. Then, it's just up this way. Morgan's throne. Ace, the savior, masterpiece, designed to gather and store magic energy from every fairy in Britain and to operate it to the sacred land. Behind the throne lay the terrace overlooking the pit. There she saw the enshrined deity, simply there, his body made up of 14,000 years worth of dead flesh, wordlessly towering over her. Her breath caught in her throat. Just the sight of him filled her with dread. Her silence and all it conveyed made her flinch. She was right to be angry. He was right to curse fairies. He had reached out to them in good faith and they had tricked and killed him. They had robbed his beloved priestess of her life and her dignity and flourished for 14,000 years. The calamity were not born of hatred, but of obligation fueled by rage and grief. It was his way of saying, these creatures cannot be allowed to remain free. As the one who had inwardly helped them survive, he now sought to destroy the world. Anger may be justified, but it still isn't the way. If you've decided that Britain is a land of sinners, that not a single one is untainted, then you should have made a system to forgive their sins, not to punish them. You should have chosen to sentence and given them a chance to serve it. She turned her attention to the throne, becoming one with the 12 sacred lands embedded in the gate. Und erneut kommen die dunklen Hände. The curse is coming, the curse is coming. It's crawling up from beneath the ground at speed akin to lightning. Sensing the curse may be about to and countless wrenches voices clamored around her as if to try and stop her. Fairy stuff piled up endlessly over the curse of 14,000 years, rushed upward in a torrent. Wow, she really was genius. But right now, her mind was consumed not with the encroaching threat, but with praise for Morgan. Morgan wasn't just an incredible talented fairy. She'd also had a brilliant idea to make all of Camelot into one giant mystic code. And even though the spell to make it was utterly massive, its connections to a magical circuit and magic energy circulation were still absolutely perfect. It was the work of a prodigy without equal. It was no wonder she had been the greatest of the Avalon le Fae. The problem was, the whole system had been designed with the intention that said genius would be its operator. A surge of magic energy ran through her body. Lacking sufficient circuits to use all 12 sacred lenses, the magic energy flowing from the throne burst around her in a shower of sparks. It dilated her blood vessel, nerves, bones and muscle from the inside out. Her consciousness shorted out, her eye was ruptured, her lungs burned. It was all she could do to keep her knees from giving out. This isn't so bad. This time, she wasn't going to run away. She knew it was going to work. Rongoniats, locked and loaded, round table lenses, weighing anchor. Great anti-calamity right open. Oh lenses of salvation, become the rain of Orkney and wash away all sins. Das muss doch wehgetan haben! Aber es hat all ihre Energie gekostet. The lances had the necessary firepower. They had the strength to turn even Camelot's impenetrable walls to dust. But they still weren't enough. They were still far too weak to destroy all the layers of curses that had accumulated over the millennia. If any fairy had been here, they probably would have laughed. They would have said something about to even the great High Queen Morgan's own weaponry couldn't kill a god. No, it's not that. I'm just not using them right. She narrowed her now useless eyes to swallow up the blood she had caught up. Her anger was not directed at the fairies or even Sir Nunos. She was angry at herself for still holding back, for still clinging to the possibility of going home. Don't you dare wish you could stick around just a little longer. You've already had plenty of time. I was supposed to disappear at the site of selection. The only reason I've lasted this long is because one of my companions sacrificed himself to give me this extra bit of time. I need to use everything. Every last bit of myself, both past and present. That's the whole reason I've come this far. Romgoniat was Morgan's spell. Of course she couldn't make full use of it. The sacred lenses may be beyond her control, but she could still make use of her structure. If they were essentially cannons, then all she had to do was load them with the different ammunition. Having returned from the side of selection, she was the essence of the sacred sword. So, the new spell must be... Change the circuit from the throne to my heart. Change the magic energy used from Camelot to the Avalon le Fae. Change Romgoniat to Excalibur. Tens of trillions of cells burned with pain, as though the entire universe has been ablaze. A number of cursed hands stretched towards her, making their way to the throne room's entrance. And her mind accelerated through the intense pain. A single moment lasted for eternity, and she slowly recalled the memories of what she used to be. Morgan, my rival from a far-off world. She remembered what happened in Norwich. She did not regret what she did or didn't do. She just remembered what she saw and how glorious bright it was. And I was able to beat you. Not even to the very end. I couldn't show you who I was through my strength, or even say anything back to you. But now, at the very end, I have been given one final chance. A chance to use every last bit of my remaining magic energy to show you who I am. Did you find the reasons you were looking for? No, I never did become who I wanted to be. but I will take my place here anyway. And not for the sake of the cold, merciless queen who only wanted to protect his throne, but to honor the life of the incredible savior she once was. Now I'm going to finish the job you should have done 2000 years ago. She looked up, facing the looming sin. She summoned the last of her strength as the Avalon le Fae, all the magic energy holding her together, and... O sacred sword, reveal thyself. Hear me, enshrined God, and forgive us our sins. Ich bin ein bisschen sprachlos. Und jetzt kommt leider das Ende. All that remained was her mistletoe staff, resting across the winter front like a sword. Its purpose fulfilled. Ach Leute, Mann. Das war hier der emotionale Höhepunkt. Und das Monster steht immer noch. 12 charged off an extreme powerful spell were just fired from Camelot's main gate simultaneously. They all directed. So known as Spiritual signature strain from negative to positive. 90% of the outer curse layers have been blasted away. Wow, I can see something. There. It is his divine core. I'm sensing a ton of godly energy from it. So that's it. Ich glaube, die Musik macht nun das, wo wir sie beim ersten Mal gehört hat. Well done, Atari Caster, Ardo. Is it just me? Or is this nearby flesh wriggling around? Like it's still trying to regenerate? It's just as you, it's already started to regenerate. Not even the wrong one yet were enough to beat him. We only have 6 minutes until Sanuna's Spectre is all safe. What do we do, Captain? If that's his divine core, normal weapons won't be able to destroy it. Da Vinci, order the rest of the crew to abandon the ship. You can use the shadow border to escape. The Nemo, Sirius and I will stay here in the command room. As soon as we've confirmed we are all safe, we are going to ram the storm border into the divine core at full speed. What? But the suicide! No, absolutely not! I can't let you throw your lives to enter ship away. There's no time to argue, and this isn't up for your discussion. Come on, Maxie, you need to hurry up and... No, that won't be necessary. Now that Sanuna's divine core has been exposed, this operation has played its part. Maxie, would you hurry up to the deck? Mesh is waiting there for you. She can't slay a god without your command spells. Catch my drift? Huh, right, on my way. Die Musik, ich sage, sie hat es eigentlich schon angedeutet. Die Black Barrel. The target's divine core is finally exposed, but at rate it's regenerating. It won't be long before it's hidden again. The tower gave us an incredible opportunity, and it means to take advantage of it. But no, there's nothing I can do, and it's all because I was too much of a coward. If I just hadn't run away from my choices, from my responsibility. Oh verdammt, wir haben die Black Barrel gar nicht! Scheiße! Das fällt mir erst gerade ein. Then I could have... Man, you're really broken up about this, aren't you? I get it. You were running away from fighting back then. No matter how brave or rogue you were, at your core you still hated fighting. That hasn't changed. But what has changed is where you're looking now. Now, you know what you're fighting for and why. And that means I don't have to keep holding on to this for you. Huh? Habertot! Na, erzählt jetzt nicht die Black Barrel, oder? Habertot? Yep. And I've got something that belongs to you. Something you left behind after it was used in a castle in Sheffield. It's something that should never have existed in Britain, and something you need to show you who you're from now on. You said it's called a Black Barrel, right? Don't forget it this time, Matt. We, as we are now, are hypothetical beings, all being created in the Tree of Emptiness simulation. So I'm going to move forward under the premise that it wasn't Mesh who existed in Fae era but Galahad. Neither you nor I must remember anything about her. No way! I don't want to forget about Mesh! She's gonna go through something awful again in the era of the High Queen, right? Then I have to be there to help her. You're gonna be around in the era of the High Queen, right, Isaac? Then I'll figure something out too. I know, an ice coffin. I asked Grimmer to make me the same kind of coffin as Mesh. I have to. I still haven't kept my promise to her. I still need to make a best bridal dress ever. Once this world changes over to the era of the High Queen, every loose will disappear. You can't go from one era to the next, at least not while retaining your memories. Even I could never do that. It would only leave two contradictions. If I added this loop knowledge to myself in the era of the High Queen, I'd no longer be able to exist. We have no choice but to forget about Mesh. If even knowing all that, you still want to remember her, you will need to steel yourself. So long as you retain memories of Mesh, you will not meant to exist in this world. Your entire life up until Mesh is sent here from Norwich will disappear. And no one will be able to speak the first Tamlin's name. Let me be clear. No one in the era of the High Queen can ever know you, were you one of my first knights. If even one person realizes you are actually Totoroth, you vanish from the era of the High Queen. You are from a fantastical Lostbelt. As such, there's no way for you to survive in a reality of a singularity. So, I'm going to erase all of Mesh's memories of you. Everything from the moment she meets you in Sheffield in 2019 to the moment she enters her coffin. So long as she has no memory of you, you would be able to live in the era of the High Queen as well. Which is why you have to stay away from Mesh once she's been freed from her coffin. As she remembers you, you vanish from the era of the High Queen. You disappear when the morning lark sings, just like a summer night's dream. Wie ein Sommernachtstraum. Totoroth, no Habertot. How could I have forgotten about you? I'm sorry I didn't remember. It's so wonderful to see you again. I can't believe this is happening. No, you've been all this time, watching over me. Yep, I always keep my promise, you know. Here, this is yours. I've been hiding it inside my spinning wheel all this time. Never even noticed it, yeah? You've even got the black barrel? Then, when you came floating down above, you must have... Yep, I stashed it away, quick as a wink while Beryl was yammering on. Pretty impressive, right? It is. You must be just as fast as ever then. I had no idea yet. Habertot? The morning lark is singing, and my dream is coming to an end. But it's okay. I must have did what I wanted to, and I long since kept my most important promise. So this is where old Habertot says goodbye. I wish I could have seen you happily ever after. Oh hey, knowing you guys, you'll be fine. In fact, I bet you always have perfect weather for every single one of your anniversaries. Wait, is this because I remembered you? Is it why you're disappearing? Why? Why did you all do this for me? I don't deserve it. Sure you do. And if you didn't, so what? I don't care. I just want to be happy. I mean, everyone did the best they could, right? Ace did, Hector, and Wernick. Even Grimmer was a pretty good guy. They might be all gone now, but we still had a great journey together. And besides, I'm a friend to brides everywhere. I wanted to make sure your future would be a happy one. No, please don't go. Take the memories back. I promise I won't remember you. Please, just please, don't go. You're more than anyone else. You put everything into making your dreams come true. Ah, come on. You know that's not true. But if you really want to pay me back, then how about this? Remember me. Remember Isk. Remember how beautiful our Britain really was. I will. I promise. Whoop! Looks like we are out of time. I can see Maxi running this way too. Go put Zanunas out of his misery mesh. He's suffering too in his own way. Consider this fresh start for the dreams that awaits you. No matter how hard it is to say goodbye, there will always be something wonderful to look forward to. Always. Now go on. Hold your head high. Show this all, Tamlin. What a badass you really are. Of course, I will. Just watch me, Totoro. Mash, I've got a command spell. Right, Master. I won't run away again. Ask the knight to complete a pilgrimage. I'm going to use everything I have to crush the calamity plaguing Britain. Morgens 2000 Jahre angesparte Energie. Die Black Barrel. Alles Sons. Grimmer, der hier Odins Kraft hat. Das muss es doch mal gewesen sein. Danke, Delightworks. Confirmed. Did you see the tablet? Thank you. Thank you, Tamlin Totorot. Thank you, Harvard the Spinner. I'm so proud that you chose to be your dream. Goodbye. May the flowers bless you too. Wieso ist das rot? The sky is back to its old twilight. Attention on the deck. Maxi, Mash. We've confirmed that Xenonis has disappeared, and the curse spraying from the pit has ceased. We're even able to get a reading on the bottom of the pit now. We had seemed bottomless earlier. Every calamity in the British Lostbelt and all the threats to proper human history have been defeated. Once we've refueled the storm border, we head back to the waters of the western coast. Then, as soon as we confirm the British Lostbelt is safe, we return to Novum Chaldea. Great work, you two. I'll be keeping your speed low for a while, so take your time about coming back inside. Yeah, I think we finally pulled it off. I'll admit, I was freaking out a little when not even the Rongoniads finished him off. But then you guys showed up with a god-killing weapon that easily put Muramasa to shame. I just wish Artorial could be here too. Well, see, yeah, sure. It'd have been great if we could have won without any sacrifice. But things don't usually go that way. Most of the time, you lose something or someone along the way. This time might not even be any different. But personally, I think those two went out happy, knowing they did everything they could possibly could. And it's all because they believed you guys would do this thing. Cause they wanted to see you do that more than anyone. They put their trust in you and thought of you as their friends. If you're gonna remember them for that. And don't forget, your battle doesn't end here with Britain. You've still got this foreign god thing to contend with. I know. We're so grateful to Artorial and Apatot, and to you, Grimmer, as the sage. By the way, I couldn't ask this during the battle, but is your eye alright? No, sure. It's just what I needed to put on a truly mythical performance. Besides, having only one eye made my mage go sharper than ever. Right, now that's your job done, I don't have to be here anymore. Looks that way. The God of Wisdom entrusted me with ensuring Chaldea's got their hands on the sacred sword. And a Celtic heroic spirit I also got there for Xenuno's final moments. So now my role in this Lostbelt's complete. As the only helper here from proper human history, I'm glad I managed to save face. The only one from proper human history. Thank you again, Chuchulain. What are you going to do now? Are you going to be registered at Chaldea as a caster? It's Grimmer, alright? Now that you know my deal, I'd rather you call me Grimmer from now on. But anyway, how you guys won now? And not just me, the God of Wisdom says it too. And if I can keep the spirit urgent after going back to the throne, I pop by Chaldeans as a caster. So I see you guys then. I have a feeling I'll be seeing you all again. All that's left now is... Alright, it's time we put this Lostbelt. Now this Lostbelt behind us. The calamities have been dealt. Trial of critical blow. There can't be many survivors left. Still, at least it hasn't been completely destroyed. I wish we could stay to see Britain get back on its feet before we return to Chaldea, but... Yeah, that would be nice. Wait, huh? All the flames and curses have dissipated, but chunks of ground are still breaking apart. In fact, if anything... Attention, attention! I'm picking up a massive gravity fluctuation across all of Britain. The ground is floating up in the air, even though there's nothing creating gravity up there. What the heck's going on? This doesn't make any sense. Everything is falling up. I swear, she was detecting a level 1 threat. I can't see what's causing it, but the way things are going now, the whole Earth's gonna be gone in 1 hour. It's collapsing. The collapse has started. But we dealt with the calamities. There shouldn't be anything left to threaten Britain. So, why's the collapse beginning now? There's no sign of the enemy anywhere nearby. Sure it is. You just didn't notice it because you'd been looking at it the whole time. Remember that mural in Londinium? That was the depiction of the prophecy of destruction Sir Nunes Brutus made just as she was being dismembered. As the world grows newer, unbeknownst to all, its roots will grow older. Until one day they will be so brittle as to crumble with a bit from a single insignificant insect. That prophecy wasn't about Britain's future. What you're seeing now is what happens when the roots of even the strongest human history are ground through. Soon the entire planet will be gone, as though it never existed. I knew it. Huh? You mean you've been onto me, Maxie? Well, that sucks. Now I feel silly for biding my time, waiting for the perfect moment to make my reappearance. But really, so what? I never bothered to hide it from you in the first place. Of all my little pawns, you were by far the most insignificant. Oh, what's wrong, Blanca? Your pretty antenna stopped moving? Ah, you're dead. Were you taking all the Morse poison being directed at me from all of Britain in my place? Thanks, I guess. Not that it really matters. Oberon. That's Oberon! He certainly does look the part of a fairy king. But what is the meaning of this Da Vinci? Your report said that he was one of your local collaborators, a proper human history servant who had been summoned by this land, but a spirit origin isn't from proper human history at all. For that matter, he's neither human nor fairy. In fact, he doesn't match any known life form. Is that really Oberon the Fairy King? Of course it is. Believe me, I confirmed it does not... Huh? I can't see this magic energy signal on the border sensors. No, wait, I can, but it doesn't match any of our data. His spirit origin is changing literally every second. I don't believe it. There's no trustworthy information about the spirit origin anywhere. He may as well be invisible there, but not there at the same time. Then, who in the world is he? Ah, I just picked up a massive irregular space in the northern Britain, Norway. When did it show up? My apologies, but I don't know what you mean by regular space. Can you be more specific? Look, there's just this weird thing there. Okay, what is that thing? Is it actually alive? I'm sorry, but we can't explain it. We just can't. We've never seen anything like that creature anywhere in the world. I even tried firing a sensor pulse at it, but it didn't get a single reading. I can tell it's really bad news, though she was gonna pitch black. It's hard to believe, but according to this, we're already done for. Return impossible. Destination permanently unmoored. Eternal voyage in progress. What kind of status reports are these? Captain, we're scared. Did we already sink without realizing? Yes, there's something pulsating to the north, and I can only describe it as a hole in a space. But it seems we can't view it on the monitor. Mr. Maxey, can you see it from the deck? Yeah, I can. Was sind 10 Gottes Namen ein Weltenverschlinger? What is that, Master? Some kind of black haze is sucking up the ground. No, it's eating the island. What in the world could that horrible looking creature be? My guess is it's an insect. That's right, just a single insect. Though as you can see, it's actually a conceptual insect, an infinite hole that's going to destroy Britain and turn the planet inside out. You can think of it as an endless hollow if you like. It's also me. Even I can't really tell which of us is real and which is just a shadow. Who are you, really? Well, since you asked, I'd be happy to oblige. Senpai, Oberon's form. No, it's very spiritualist. I swear, these fairies are just unbelievable. First they kill a god and use his body to create a small island to replace the land that disappeared because of the screw-up. Then, still not satisfied, they kill uncountable numbers of their own kind to fill in the sea and make an entire landmass from their corpse. The sheer audacity and greed is enough to make me sick, don't you agree, Maxie? Even as a human, you think they are pretty awful. So imagine how disgusted the original Britain must be with them after it was returned to nothing. No wonder it sent calamities after them to try to wipe them all out. Oberon. Anyway, Cernunnos wasn't part of it. In some way, he was actually trying to protect the fairies. The only reason I made it up to the surface now is because he's finally gone. Morgans ensured Fairy Britain's creation by sealing Cernunnos away instead of defeating him. I honestly wasn't sure what to do. I certainly had no means of defeating Morgan myself. So I waited. I waited for a human who could defeat her to appear. I waited for someone who could pop the lid off Cernunnos and finally get rid of him. The child of prophecy was just the chance I was waiting for. It was even a kind of amusing idea, so I helped it along a little. I did my part to ensure the child of prophecy would set off on her journey and successfully complete her pilgrimage. Also, you could be the ones to ruin everything you were working towards. Tell us your name, Oberon! Gladly. I've taken the form of Oberon the Fairy King, a fantasy, a fiction created by your own proper human history. I'm the embodiment of Britain's will, the very will that wished for its own destruction when the age of mystics ended. My name is Vortigern. Oberon Vortigern. I'm the abyssal worm who destroyed Fairy Britain with a little help from all of you. Die Motte zeigt sein wahres Gesicht. Der Pretender Oberon Vortigern ist nun da. Liebe Leute, wir haben ihm in die Hände gespielt. Die Königin Morgan, Cernunnos, alles wird nun aufgesaugt von dem kleinen Insekt, wie die Prophezeiung es gesagt hat. Liebe Leute, all das, für was wir gearbeitet haben, all das, für was wir hier sich unsere Freunde geopfert haben, scheint hier ausgelöst zu werden. Doch noch ist unser Kampf nicht vorbei, denn beim nächsten Mal geht es weiter mit dem finalen Kapitel des 6. Lostbeltes. Vielen Dank und bis zum nächsten Mal. Ciao.